All right, well, I'm here at the Ford dealership on their back lot, and I was just looking at some electric Mustangs they have in the back, and I was wondering, why would they have electric Mustangs in the back instead of up front? I really hope it's not to tell the customer, hey, look, we're low on inventory, so we're going to have to add a market adjustment to these EVs. They do have a couple up front, but as you can see, let me just take the camera here, they do have an additional one. They have a few back here in the woods. Welcome, everyone. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day today. My name is Mike, and today I want to talk to you about the upcoming 2024 car buying season. That's right, the 2024 models are upon us, and they'll be arriving at dealerships quite soon. If this is your year to purchase a new vehicle, stick around for some great market insights, some tips, and some suggestions on helping you ensure getting the best value for your hard-earned money. And I hope to point out some of the tricks and some of the ways dealerships will try to drain your wallet and what you can do to stay in control and to prevent it. Again, I'm Mike, and I want to come to you with these insights of being in the past a salesman for the auto industry. I worked for Hyundai in the early 90s, and I was also involved with the pre-delivery inspection. So that was me who put that overpriced can of undercoating and that $13 a can of rust proofing on your car that cost you maybe $300 or $400. I also cleaned your car and put that overpriced Scotch Guard on your seats. But let's start off here. I'm at this local Ford dealership on this beautiful morning, and I'm here to check out the vehicles on this lot. So let's have a look. Okay, so at this Ford dealership we can see got a Bronco in stock. Pretty good sized lot. Now, this is not one of those mega mall, you know, those mega auto malls where there's lots of different cars, different manufacturers under one roof. This is strictly a I wouldn't say it's a backwoods, but it's a pretty good sized dealership for the area I live in. And you can see, oh, inventory, over 500 vehicles in stock. And it looks like they have an extra storage facility if you don't see it here, but let's have a look at what they do have. You can see the lot is pretty filled. We've got some Ford F-150s. Let's have a look at that. Okay. All right, let's see. This is the Ford F-150 Lariat. Okay. 2023 Ford F-150, and let's see what they are charging. MSRP, we've got options, we've got $73,925 for this 2023 F-150. It's a Super Crew. It's got the extended cab, short bed, and they want just over almost $74,000 for this truck. So indeed, the manufacturer has raised the prices quite a bit. Let's check out another one. Now, what I don't see on here is any market adjustment. This is kind of your basic F-150 XLT, so it does have a cab in the back. No upgrades inside. It looks like cloth interior, basic 4x4. That's running $58,950 for 2023. So I don't see any 2024s on the lot, and I don't see any market adjustments. But rest assured, like I said before, Ford is adding on the manufacturer is adding on its own price adjustment before it's even released to the lot. And I wouldn't doubt it if some dealerships in New Jersey are still adding on fees, but I don't see it on the ticket, and they're supposed to disclose that, but hey, you never know. And of course we have some Ford Exploders over here. I'm sorry, Ford guys, the Explorers. Now, do you know why people started calling these Exploders? I don't know. Here's a little tidbit, but back when they first started manufacturing the Explorers, they had a problem with rolling over. And to combat that, what they did is they changed the tire on the Explorer. It was their first time making an SUV, and nobody really knew how it would react. So they put a different tire on it and actually underinflated the wheels, which, yes, it lowered the SUV a little bit, gave it a better center of gravity, but what happened when going around corners, the tires would be, they would explode because the tires they used weren't able to handle such a low pressure. They needed to be run at a higher pressure, so the tires became unseated with the rim, and boom, you would get an explosion. It has nothing to do with the engine. So here we have a 2023 Explorer, and what are we charging for this guy? Oh, here we go. It looks like $52,000 for this total MSRP, and I don't see any market adjustments, but again, you never know what you're going to run into when you get into these dealerships. But of course, we see there are plenty of vehicles on the lot. We've got some in the back down there behind the trees. And they've got, according to the sign, more in their other lot or in storage. So I don't think low inventory is a problem here. Looks like, from what I can see, there's no shortage of cars and trucks. While this lot might not be loaded with stock, what they do have are plenty of 2023 models with 2024 models on the way. For most Ford dealerships, however, like I said, they don't add market adjustments to their price, but rest assured, the manufacturer has raised the price. They've raised their MSRP. So be prepared to spend an additional 10 or 15% more on your car than you did just 3 years ago. But it's not just this dealership that has plenty of vehicles to choose from. A couple of days ago, I had a visit with some other places, so let's check that out. Okay, here we are at the Nissan place. This is a small dealership. It's actually where I went to look at my Nissan Sentra, the 2022 Nissan Sentra. I ended up not buying here because, of course, like most places in New Jersey, most dealers, they charge over MSRP, a market adjustment price. They wanted to charge me an extra $3,000 for my car because they said, oh, well, we don't have many cars in the lot. There's only 3 of them here, so we need to make money somehow, so we have to charge you that. I almost fell for it, but again, I did my research, I looked around, and trust me, do your homework. Some of the best deals you can get out there, and they're not even deals anymore, the best value, I should say, is in other states nearby. So I went to a neighboring state, drove an extra 35 miles, 70 miles round trip to save $3,000, just a little bit more than that because the dock fees in the other state were a little bit cheaper. So if an extra 35 miles is going to save you $3,500, I think that that's well worth it. But let's check this dealership out and see if they have any stock left, or are they still going to use that as an excuse to charge you more? All right, well, we're out here on this miserable day. Of course, Ophelia is in the air, and it looks like it's starting to clear up a bit. But anyway, it looks like we have some electric vehicles here. Yeah, the area. They weren't here the last time. Looks like there's 4 of them. And we've got some roads. Looks like plenty of cars here. Let's check these out. Yeah, we have some Rogues in the lot. And let's check out all the cars. This dealership looks like it's got a pretty full lot. Again, this is not a large dealership. It's kind of off of Main Street kind of a place. I ended up, again, not purchasing anything here, but it looks like there's from Frontiers. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, these are 2023s. So I don't think there's any 2024s in here in this lot yet, but they do have to get rid of the 2023 so they can make room for the 2024. So maybe there's something to be had here. I don't. Let's see if there's any market adjustment on one of these sticker prices. I don't know. All right, this is a 2023 Nissan Altima. Yeah, they don't say anything here, but I guarantee you, $32,375. Yeah, when you get in there and you start dealing with the salespeople, they'll tell you, oh, we've got a $3,000, $4,000 market adjustment. And that, in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, is when you get up and walk out of the dealership. Because, as you can see, there's plenty of cars on the lot. I don't think any of them should be charging you over MSRP, especially with interest rates the way they are with not only homes, but auto interest rates. They're going to get their money. Okay, I'm on my way home now, and I just wanted to take a look at the Subaru dealership. I was here maybe a year or 2 ago, I don't remember, and I wouldn't say they were an honest dealership, but I guess they were pretty much upfront about what they were doing. They told me no market adjustment on the vehicles. It is what it is, which I respected, but they did want to charge me an $800 dock fee, which in New Jersey, where I am, the average is between $300 and $500, so it is what it is. But let's go check out, let's check this out here. Oh, it's pretty. They have their electric vehicle here. What do they call that? The Solara EV. Let's check that out. Alright, what's this, the 2023? Yeah, it's a 2023 Solterra. I really like these EVs. Well, let's see what they are doing here. Oh, look at this, I love it. So it's 47,000, almost 47,400 for that. And then look at the bullshit they put on here. Nitro-filled tires, $350 to put air in your tire. Window etching, and then we have a market adjustment. So $51,300 from 47. Are you kidding me? Oh, that's BS. I love this. You know, most of our atmosphere is nitrogen already. And then they want to charge you $350 to put it in your tire. Doesn't do anything. I would tell them, you know what? Take the nitrogen out. I want regular air in there. What a bunch of crap that is. You know, when I went here, we were looking at the Forester. I really liked the car. It drove well. It was nice. The salesperson was very nice. She was, you know, like I said before, pretty much upfront with us. I ended up not pulling the trigger on it because, you know, it was a styling thing. My wife kind of like felt it was an older looking style. I get it. But they do have a lot more cars on the lot here than previously when we were here, so there's no need for a market adjustment. I don't know why they're doing it. You may think, well, it's only on the electric vehicles, but I count 4 of them in the lot. See, we have an Outback here. But yeah, it looks like their lot is full. Let me just look over here on their Forester, see if they're doing any market adjustment. See, here's another EV. No, that's 5 on the lot that I count, and they're still doing a market adjustment on it. Assholes. Let's see. Yep. $3,500. Yep. They want to charge you for nitrogen-filled tires. Crap. I'd like to just go in here and say, yeah, I really like the car, but can you take the nitrogen out of the tires? Let's see this one. Oh my God, they're actually doing a market adjustment on this one also. Holy shit. The Forester. And they're doing a market adjustment on a Forester now. Wow. Just about, yeah, when did we come here? In February? I think it was January or February. They weren't doing any of that. Wow. Well, that shows you. They'll do anything to make a buck. This is Hackettstown Subaru doing it. As you can see here in New Jersey, there are cars on the lot. So low inventory or no inventory can't be an excuse to charge you extra for those 2023 models, especially since the 2024s are just about to arrive. But the dealers around here in New Jersey don't seem to care. Some of them will still try to soak you with stupid fees and market adjustments. And I'm sure the same dealers will continue to try and rip you off in the 2024 models as well. So the question you may have is, how do you walk away with a fair deal and not get taken to the cleaners at your local dealership? Well, I have a few suggestions. Choose the vehicle that meets your needs and is in your budget. Don't be looking at a $60,000, $70,000 vehicle if your pocketbook can only afford $20,000 or $30,000. Watch lots of reviews on YouTube. Check out Car and Driver. Also, you may want to ask anyone who may own the vehicle you're interested in of what their thoughts are and what their experiences are. For me, anyway, this step took a couple of weeks to maybe a month just to do my research. Be sure you're heading in the right direction and have a base that you want to start with that meets your needs. Number 2, search the internet for dealers. You know, you can use Car Gurus or any other auto search tool you wish, but the wider the search area, the better off you are in finding what you want. In my case, the best deal that was good for me was in a neighboring state. So I normally set my search radius for about 50 miles. Now let me tell you, if I have to travel 50 miles to save $3,000 or $4,000, to me, it's worth it. And number 3, most importantly, know what your trade is worth. Use Carvana, use CarMax, get a solid in-writing offer for your vehicle. This is a great tool to use at your dealership, and this is going to get the most value for your money on your trade. So years ago when I was in the auto industry, this is how we dealt with trade-ins. Number 1, there was internet, but there was no CarMax or Carvana, anything like that. We had a book. We had Kelley Blue Book. We had Edmunds. These are what the customers would bring into us, and they'd say, look it, my car is worth, I don't know, $10,000. At a dealer, of course, we're not going to give them $10,000 for that. We're going to point out, well, you know, that's in good condition. They'll give you excuses like, We have to do maintenance on it. We have to get it inspected. We need to put new tires on it. We have to advertise it. It's going to sit on our lot for days or weeks before we sell it. We have to put an ad in the newspaper. They're going to give you a ton of excuses why not to give you $10,000 for your trade-in. They may offer you 5 or 6. And if you're really interested in that new vehicle, unfortunately, years ago, most people would take that. However, with today's technology, it's extremely easy just to take your phone out and say, listen, I can wait for my car. I've got a $10,000 offer from Carvana or CarMax. They'll pick my car up in 3 or 4 days, and then I'll come back and visit you. Most car dealerships, you know, they'll understand that, and they'll try to come close. So if they can come close to that, it may benefit you because they really want to do what they call a spot delivery. And I'll get into that later. Next, I like to choose the dealer via the internet. I'll express my interest by typing with them. I'm not going to call them right away. Once you admit that you're interested in a vehicle, they're going to call you, and you're going to answer their questions, or you're going to give them questions. I don't like to call right away because, you know, salespeople, they can anticipate and they can judge you over the phone, which I don't like. You know, there's certain tells in your voice that you might be a little excited, and they may want to get you in here right away and kind of like say, if you don't get in here within the next hour, this car might be gone. So I kind of avoid that. But when the dealer does contact you, let them know that you're in fact interested in the vehicle posted online at the price they're listing it as. Their response is always going to be the same. Let's schedule an appointment. Let's take that car on a test drive. If the dealer is close by, why not? Make an appointment. But you don't have to feel rushed. Give it a day or 2, maybe 3. Also, don't be afraid to ask these direct questions right up front on the phone. Number 1, are you one of those dealers that charge a market adjustment price, or do you charge a fair price? Number 2, it looks like in whatever state you're in, New Jersey, let's say, the dock fees are approximately $300 to $400. I assume your dock fees are the same? Let them answer. Number 3, I assume that other than title, tax, registration, there are no other hidden fees. Is that correct? And number 4, is the vehicle I'm interested in stock? Then they'll ask you some questions such as, are you interested in financing, paying cash, what is your trade, etc., etc. Your answer should always be the same. I'm not quite sure yet. That depends on what is in my best interest, and I do have lots of options. I'll get into that answer a little bit more in detail later. But first, it's very important to research everything pertaining to buying and selling a car in your state, okay? Such as, check out the interest rates at other banks and credit unions. You may be surprised. Also, look up the average dock fees in your state, all right? When you're purchasing the vehicle in whatever state you're in, look up those dock fees. Know the tax rate in your state. And of course, by using CarMax or Carvana, know what your trade is worth if you're trading it in, a real offer. Know exactly the title and registration fees that are charged in your particular state. A simple search on Google will let you know what the average dock fees and taxes are in your state. So after many years of purchasing vehicles in my past and selling them, of course, I have a list of fees that you might expect. Okay, the first fees, these are my walk-away fees. These are fees if you see, you get out. First, nitrogen-filled tires. What a bunch of BS. 80% of our atmosphere is filled with nitrogen, and some dealers want to charge $300, $400, $500 to put that in your tires. No bueno, no good. Undercoating and rust proofing. Let me tell you, the manufacturers do that before the car is released from their lot and get to the dealer. It's already done. No need to do it again. Interior fabric protection. Go get a can of Scotchgard or something. Do it yourself. It's very easy. Window etching is another one. Window etching is, these days, not worth it. It never was. Actually, I did window etching when I did PDI. I took an air gun and went and blasted a number right in the window. Well, we got a helicopter coming by. I wonder if they're after me. With GPS and tracking of your vehicle, there's no need for window etching. They're going to try to sell you like, let's let that helicopter pass. So they're going to try to sell window etching this way. Well, if a criminal comes up to your car and sees numbers inside of your windows, they're not going to want to steal your car because they're going to have to pop out those windows. Let me tell you something. These criminals will steal a car. It doesn't matter if there is an etching in your window or not. They can still tear apart your engine and take off your wheels and sell it for parts. So window etching does nothing. They'll also say, oh, it'll sell you 15% on your auto insurance. It doesn't. Check with your insurance, please. Market adjustment is another thing. Walk away. There's no reason why they should be charging you market adjustments these days. Also, any other stupid looking or out of the ordinary fees, question those. Here are some negotiable fees. Dock fees, sometimes they can be negotiated. A tire fee, that depends on the state you're in. Title and registration, yeah. Believe it or not, sometimes they can be negotiated. I'll get into that a little later, but non-negotiable fees should only be your taxes, registration, and title fees. Yeah, the real title and registration fees. Now, if you're going to a dealer that's a bit farther away, don't be afraid to conduct most of your business over the phone. You know, right off the bat, let them know you're going to be traveling quite a distance, and you need to know all the details, all the math, everything right up front. You don't want to drive 30, 40, 50 miles and find out, no, this isn't going to work for you. So these days with email, texting, sending pics from cell phones, everything from your trade value to financing can pretty much be done before picking up your auto. But before you go searching for that perfect vehicle, I want to leave you with some very important final thoughts. And that is going to leave you in complete control of the car buying process. And there's nothing the car dealer can say or do to contradict you. The dealer will always want to do a spot delivery. That means they want to close that contract, and the salesperson also will get a spot bonus, and that sale will count for that dealership that day. All right? So, this is where it becomes very important for your title and registration. So just so you know, a contract, no matter what, you can sign a contract, you can give the dealer the money, but that contract is not a binding contract in any state unless you take that vehicle off of the lot. As soon as you drive that car off of the lot, the contract is valid. Here's what I did. I went to a dealer and they told me my title and registration was going to be $450. Okay? Now I know I did the research in my state for that particular vehicle. My registration was $60 and my title, I believe it was, I'm going to say $100. So altogether no more than $160. So why are they charging me $450 for that? Well, they were upfront and honest. They said, listen, we use a third party to do that. So we subcontract that out. The title and registration comes to us, and then we have to send it to you. And I told them, well, look, I'll get my own title and registration. I'll go to the state, just give me the contract, I'll go, I'll get it myself, and I'll come back and pick up the car in 3 or 4 days. Well, they didn't like that because that wasn't a spot delivery. So what they did, they said, okay, we'll give it to you at cost, so we'll charge you $160. Now, that's because I purchased the vehicle. If you're financing in some states, you can't do that. In order for the finance company to finance you, they must have the title and it must be registered. So unfortunately, you may have to pay that fee. But if you're purchasing it, you have the right, and the dealers know this, to go get that title and registration yourself. So remember, legally, that contract is not in effect until that car is off of the lot. And a spot delivery will not count unless the car is off of the lot. One last thing, make sure your trade-in is on the proper place in the contract. This happened to me also. $30,000 car plus tax is, I don't know, $3,500. Okay? That's not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be $30,000 car less $10,000 for your trade. So you should be paying tax on $20,000. That was a $750 mistake made on the dealer's part that I caught because the trade was in the wrong place. Now, was it a mistake? I'm going to say it was a mistake, but you never know with these dealerships. So please be aware of your trade's value and where it is on the contract. That's my last thought. I hope this video helps you all, and good luck shopping this 2024 season. And please, please, please be patient and don't get taken to the cleaners by these dealerships. They do want your business. You want to buy a car. All you want them to do is be fair and honest with you. Have a wonderful day.